Epic Book Club. Today we'll be talking about the #1 life guide workbook, Fyz Perspective, book, ebook, and audio book available now. As you can see in the back, that's the first book. This is the second book, which is the workbook to that book. But without further ado, let's get to the sponsors. This episode is brought to you by Feed Your Zenith Fruits, also Whole Clothing, Health Over Everything, and Uptown Mobile Detailing and Power Washing. And last but not least, Red Snapper's Draws. Make sure you go get that fragrance Draws by Red Snapper. Check it out. But we're gonna get into this book, and it's pretty much gonna go as long as opinions or any. Make sure you put your comments in and all that, and we're gonna get right to it. So today we are going to be talking about sex education. Sex education. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk. All right, let me stop. I'm tripping. All right, we 1 minute in and I'm already tripping. So let's get it going. Let's see. We're going to start on page. Let's see. We're going to go with 113. 113, page 113 is what we're going to start with. So this is page 113. So we're gonna get this and we're gonna go through the questions. So how this gonna go is I'm going to read the question, you give me an answer, and if you don't give me an answer, I'll answer it myself. Keep the ball rolling. We do this each and every first Wednesday of the month, once at 9 a.m. and 6:15 p.m. All right, let's go, because I hate to be that guy. You ever watch something that it take like 5 minutes for them to get started? We ain't about to do that. All right, so the energy exchange. Do you believe sex is spiritual? Why or why not? So do you believe sex is spiritual, or you just think it's a physical activity that you're just doing? I definitely should put some lotion on. But me personally, I feel like sex is a spiritual experience because you are sharing energy with someone. You're actually entering someone else's whole entire body, which is feelings that you feel come from that connection. So I believe that it is. Now, this here section is a reflection on past experiences. What energy did you feel afterwards? After you was done, like, did it feel good? Did it feel bad? Did you feel guilty? Like, what's the feeling? And usually the feeling that you get when it's a not fully connected connection is once you're done, you have that guilt feeling, which that little guilt feeling happens regardless. It kind of really don't matter. I don't know what that is, but it's worse if you attempt to stay disconnect too soon. Some people need continuous connection afterwards, and some people need immediate disconnection. Like some people is like, "Don't touch me." Other people is like, "Hold me." So it's really just revolves around the person that you're dealing with and how they actually deal with connections. People can disconnect instantly. Like I'm talking about, like you do your thing and it's over and it's done and there's no thought about it, like it never happened. And others is like it take a couple minutes. You got to wind down because you just intertwined spirits and souls and everything. You just got finished having a good time and all that. So it's still adrenaline rushing, kind of like a fight or whatever else. It still take a while for some people to calm down from that state. But that's my opinion on it. So feel free to jump in and bring your opinion to the table. But welcome to the Fyz Perspective Epic Book Club. Thanks for showing up. We'll get back to these questions. I'm working on stop saying too. That's a bad habit. We can get rid of that. Don't worry. We just starting, so I got time to get it right. All right. So create a soul filter. List the qualities a person would have to have in order to share intimacy for you. So this actually makes you think about what you're actually giving away. Like, how do you feel about people that you interact with? Like, actually take the time to see, like, what requirements do these people have? Like, what requirements do they need in order to interact with you like that? A lot of times, as As men, the value is not as high as it should be because it's kind of like the value is placed on, getting it. But in reality, you doing kind of most of the work and everything. So you kind of should pay attention to who you giving your work to. What's going on with you? What's going on with you? But it's like you depend on who you give your work to. Like you're gonna put this energy in, you're gonna sweat, you're gonna give your energy and all that. You might want to take time out to think about the person that you're giving all this energy to. So definitely make sure you pay attention to that. And also, it's a spiritual connection. So you intertwining with people. So you don't want to be intertwining with somebody that you kind of don't bang with or ain't going to be cool with in a couple days that could potentially end up being a forever situation. Like that one little whatever could turn into a relationship for the rest of your life and kids and everything else. So take your time, pay attention to what you're doing, and actually heighten your standards. Like even men heighten your standards. Watch the difference of women that start to come in your life when you start to focus on yourself and take care of your own personal business. It changes everything. Now, let's get back to these questions. Um, Belief and values around sex. Your upbringing, religion, and life experiences shape how you view your view of sex and life and relationships. Ask yourself, do you see sex as just an act of physical activity, emotional connection, or something spiritual? Have How deeply do you connect? Like how deeply do you connect with others, and what does intimacy mean to you? Like what does intimacy mean to you? Is it just physical sex? Is it touch? Is it conversation? Is it emotional connection? Like what does that mean to you? Me personally, I feel like um, intimacy is the connection in general, not necessarily the sex, but the loving, caring emotion that emits when you get around a certain person. That's kind of what I feel about it. How did you experience? How did the experience affect you emotionally, mentally, and spiritually? Like, how did that experience affect you? Did it make you, what did it make you feel? What was that actual emotion? Are you feeling aligned with the values, or do you feel disconnected? Like after, do you feel like, cool, that was what I was supposed to be doing, or I'm out here just wilding out? Are the feelings in alignment with your values, or do they disconnect? Can sex impact your self esteem and emotional health? And I feel like sex has more to do with your emotional health than people pay attention to, because I know women have periods, but men have periods too, and a lot of the times, a lot of emotional things go and revolve around um, being backed up or needing a certain type of attention. And when you're in that state, you're very irritable. Like people get on your nerves really quickly, everything. So if you're in a relationship and that's not happening, you're going to be bickering with your mate because you need to release something and they're not helping you. So that's with any pressure valve that's going to blow. So the goal is to kind of incrementally pay attention to that for you and your mate so you can see where you need to be given more attention so that y'all can have a better connection, and also emotionally it feels better because you actually have a set structure of how you sharing emotions with this person. Oh, so now let's get into like my perspective on this particular topic. I would say to only entertain people who are truly aligned with your deep values. This creates a healthy and mindful relationship and respect for sexual connection. It's not just about sex, it's about self worth, value, energy, and how you share yourself with others. And that's a very, very important thing, is how you go about doing that, because a lot of us go about it the wrong way and end up in a lot of situations we don't need to be in and shouldn't be in. And I don't even know how you ended up in them. Um, I gotta get rid of that. You're gonna have to like start putting something in the chat every time I do something just to remind me uh, to stop doing that. I'm gonna start pausing for a long ass time, like Barack Obama. Red flags and protection. That's these questions are gonna cover red flags and protection. What are three rules you now live by when it comes to protection and choosing partners? Like name three rules that you go by. Like what three rules do you go by when it comes to, you know, a partner? Like do you have to have like they have to have a job or they have to, look a certain way or a certain size or things like that. And for me it's like you have to be have some form of entrepreneurial spirit because I feel like I'm more interested in somebody that has a goal to be the owner of something, that wants something, that has full control over something, and can focus on building something to structure life. But the personality of entrepreneurs and people that are into that is different than a regular working person because the entrepreneur has a more optimistic mindset. It's more focused on the end goal of what's going on other than the distractions in between. Because if you're an entrepreneur, you already know it's a lot of things that can happen and you have to have some type of some type of discipline to continue in order for it to be successful. You also have to be a kind, caring, mindful, considerate person. And you also have to actually genuinely care. Like a lot of times you're with somebody that you're attracted to because you're attracted to them, but they're not attracted to you. So you want somebody that's attracted to you. You want to make sure that person cares for you is one of the things that a lot of people put so much energy on what the other person is or what they are, and no attention on what that person, how that person sees them. Because if the whole time I'm like, oh, I just want a girl with a big butt and all this, I might want her with money and want all these different things, but then her personality might not work. Or it's just other parts of her that's just like you just don't like. So it's like you want to make sure that this person is on track and good for you, and take your time and don't need to rush. How, however, have you ever, damn, I'm tripping this morning. Have you ever ignored a red flag? What did it mean to you? What did the red flag mean to you? Like, what did you learn out of it? Did you learn to not follow it, or did you learn to ignore it, or did you learn that it's better to go with the red flag, or you know, or just shut it down and go on to the next one? These are action steps designed for your sex manifesto. It's your personal code for health, safety, and boundaries. Remember, boundaries are put there to protect you from the inevitable things that go wrong when you don't have them in place. And here's my perspective on that topic. Standards for emotions, physical, and sexual safety. Your past experiences have shaped your boundaries, such as how you define trust, respect, and readiness in relationships. Create intentional rules that protect your peace and is a good practice. Never ignore a red flag because it compromises your values and dismisses your intuition. Reflection transforms regret into wisdom. And that's true because when you take time to think about something, instead of you feeling like you wish you wouldn't have did it, you'll actually get the lessons out of doing it and see how it actually did in the end benefit you, which everything benefits you in the end, whether it's good or bad, because it always leads to good if you ever think about it. List your non-negotiables in sex or intimacy. Relationship, find exactly what you need to find out. This will give a stronger sense of self-worth and what kind of love, sex, connection, and things like that align with your soul. This action turns observation into empowerment. Set boundaries without guilt. This breaks the pattern of you no longer dealing with things that no longer serve you. You need respect, clarity, and self respect. Now, I definitely feel like people do not spend enough time. Again, we are reading the King Fyz Perspective book, the number one book to understanding life, the number one book, Life Guide Workbook, um, which goes with the book that you see behind me. But that concludes today's Epic Book Club. We do this every Wednesday, once at 9 a.m. and then again at 6:15 p.m. on YouTube, Bigo, and TikTok. So if you come on and it's 9 something and you feel like you might have missed me or I'm not on here and it's the first Wednesday, just go on and slide over to TikTok or whatever, and I'll be over there doing the same thing. So I'm gonna run it back. So if you missed it, go ahead and jump on over there and check it out. But this has been King Fyz Perspective, Epic Book Club, King Fyz Clothing. Make sure you check out that. Make sure you check out the King Fyz Perspective, Epic Book Club each and every first Wednesday of the month. Make sure you check out the King Fyz Perspective #1 Life Guide Workbook. In this book will help you understand yourself. This book will help you figure out some things about yourself, ask some questions to yourself that you may have not asked. So it'll be the questions on one side, my perspective on the other side on that topic. And then you also have a place where you can go ahead and write your answers. So when you're done, you'll have a whole book of how to fix your life. So make sure you take a chance to check it out. Spend some time on yourself. Understand that you are great. You are amazing. You're here for a reason. And don't let nobody tell you different. Do what you got to do. Stop trying to figure out exactly how and all these other things. Just do it, jump out the window, see what happens. And worst case scenario, it don't work. You run it back again, you learn the lesson, and you repeat it. That's what life is. So don't be scared to fail. Keep pushing, do what you got to do. And remember, perspective is everything. Google King Fyz Perspective, book, ebook, and audiobook. Available now. Take care. See y'all at 6:15 p.m. today.